My future goal is to be an electrical engineer.
I'm here pursuing my RN degree.
My goal is to have a business degree.
Right now I'm going for my broad field in liberal arts.
Cost is one of our main problems as students.
With textbooks being $300 for one class and taking 4 classes a semester, that takes up a lot of the financial aid I need.
I had a few students who could not get access to textbook because they didn't have money.
I have students who are underemployed or are unemployed, have lost their jobs.
What they're often having to do is choose. Do I pay for my textbooks or do I pay for groceries this week? It's an issue. It's every extra expense means the difference between a student following their pathway and a student dropping out.
We're looking at ways to provide education with zero-cost textbooks.
A Z degree is a zero textbook cost degree.
It was free. There was no cost.
It helps me a lot, actually.
And that means that a student can get an entire degree without paying 1 cent for their textbooks.
Textbook costs, lab manual costs, any resource costs that the student needs to pay for a specific course.
And that adds up to thousands upon thousands of dollars of savings for students.
So that helps students, that encourages students to take the class.
A no-cost textbook is a textbook that you have in an online format.
It's a great way to have an e-service book online.
You can access it anywhere. You could be sitting out in your fish house if you want, or your deer stand.
The Z degree really is about open education, making sure that every student has access.
The best way possible that we can achieve that is by using open educational resources, or OER.
I find that I can tailor the experience using open educational resources to my specific student populations.
So if you look at that exposure triangle on the screen, the Z degree brings in a lot more students because of the no textbook costs. There are times we've used some of the central Minnesota lakes. Brainerd Lakes area has got a lot of different lakes here.
Central Lakes College was our very first college to offer a Z degree.
This chapter really provides an overview of international business. Textbooks are updated very regularly, and so I can very easily go to a very current edition that's relevant to today's world for my students.
Just going to make me a better manager.
I teach Introduction to Global Studies. My book is absolutely free.
I think it's a wonderful thing that we have sources like these that we can draw upon.
Students have access to it online in a variety of ways, but if they should want a printed copy, I believe the Global Studies book is $17.50 to get it printed.
It's at our cost, basically, for those books to be reproduced. In the print shop, my students, the graphic design students, they're actually taking books that students are ordering, putting them together, collating them, binding them, getting that experience, and giving it to the student.
We live in a very unique part of the country. Historically, we had the Red River flood of 1997, which is memorialized all around East Grand Forks and Grand Forks. It is always a nice thing to tie into the classes this local piece of history. I'm using these open educational resources to promote project-based learning in the history settings.
It also provides interactive materials, so they're able to take surveys and questionnaires.
It's very open and easy to access, so we don't have to worry about carrying a textbook around with us everywhere that we go.
The Z degree is really for the student. It makes college affordable for them. It gives them access on day one to electronic materials instead of having to wait for a textbook.
So we're going to use Stellarium as a free program. On astronomy, my students use virtualization, software that they can use to do all the aspects they would do in a normal astronomy lab without having to pay for a lab book.
I thought starting at a community college would be a great way to save some money.
Watch what happens to our chart. I decided to use a zero-cost textbook in my courses because I teach a mathematical reasoning class, and I'm trying to teach students how to use math and reason through their problems.
I think it's a lot easier than having to pull out a textbook and find that exact page.
You yourself can find good resources, but let us help you understand how to assess them, how to critique them, how to use them. Then they become lifelong learners.
I really hope that I see more and more schools and more classes move toward this Z degree format.
Not having to worry so much about the financial burden of school, you can focus more on the academic aspect.
It's helping me become the person I wish to be.